Hey guys, James Reeves with TFB TV. Welcome back to TFB TV Showtime. We are covering Red October 2021. I've got Brian with me with Occam Defense.
Stoked to be here. Thank you.
Dude, I'm stoked to be here. I'm stoked that you're here. I'm stoked to have you on TFB TV Showtime.
Just to have a bunch of people who love AKs in one place has been awesome. I've been describing it to new folks as the Burning Man of AKs because there's so many characters walking around in different outfits. And yeah, it's just characters and really good people and a fun festival for people that love
I've been calling
liberty.
it, Soviet LARPing. Like,
there you go. Yeah, I'll take that.
I've loved like all the Cold War camo that I've seen. I've been calling them pajamas,
Yeah.
like some of them are like really baggy. And just the whole thing, like the whole scene here at Red October has been really funny. But we've covered, for the Firearm Blog, we've covered Occam Defense products in the past, but we've never done it for our YouTube channel, for TFB TV. And you guys actually make some very innovative, high-quality accessories for the AK.
Well, thank you.
And I'm a big fan. It's really a shame that I've never had you on. So kind of run us through what you guys do and what we have here.
So we've been developing parts for the AK since 2016. In 2018, we came out with our own model of gun. These are the ODS 1775, referring to the year before 76. A bunch of important stuff happened there. We make guns that are great for people who wish to protect themselves and their families. And we love the AK for its simplicity and reliability and the knockdown power of 30 cal. What a lot of people don't love is guns that come pre-sharpened, that get really hot really fast, that are hard to accessorize. And so those are the things that we've tried to take on. There's nothing that needs to be fixed with the holy trinity here of the front trunnion, the bolt, and the bolt carrier. So we don't mess with that at all.
Okay, smart.
Stick
with
what works. And then we've tried to take the best of the AR-15 and stuff like the HKs, bring that technology over and do what's termed in industry a technology transfer from those industries onto the AK. And so probably the biggest change that we've made is the Merc handguard. This grabs the barrel at the coolest part, which is the chamber, and then free floats the handguard the rest of the way. It also has a heat shield in here that provides a massive amount of benefit. There's 7 rows of M-LOK. It bolts on in exactly the same place that the rear sight base goes. In most AKs, you can install this. We have a video on our website that answers the question, will the Merc fit my AK? And walks the user through
that was going to be my next question.
Yeah, for most Euro stamped AKs and some milled guns as well, we sell solutions for that.
I mean, if I'm counting right, it looks like there are 8 screws for this handguard.
That's right. Yep.
I mean, that is a lot of effing screws.
It is. We tend to try and get rid of as many screws as possible, but in this case, the 4 on the bottom, we do not. That is the big challenge with handguards that grab the barrel, is them slipping. I had dealt with that in training. I took a lot of like contractor classes and extended rates of fire and running stuff through the kind of debris that's on the ground here, and a lot of stuff breaks. I've broken a bunch of aim points, which are very high quality equipment.
Oh, sure, tough as it gets.
Yeah, but still everything breaks. And a big part of what we do is always having the ability to rip our optic off and go back to irons. Glass can always fail. Irons, it's pretty hard to get them to fail. So that was a big improvement or innovation for a certain set of use characteristics. We think they're awesome. But if you run wood on your AK, bless you. For some folks, a standard wood AK is best. If you're trying to run light up front, run a light, sights, sling, a forward stop, stuff like that, and also have to be able to do, a sort of Acosta type hold.
C-clamp it out there.
To C-clamp, I'm so long that on a standard AK, I'm 6'4", it's hard to tell on a camera, but I like my arms far out, and that puts you right onto the barrel on the standard AKM. So that we spent a lot of time getting that right. We then moved on, we started making our own guns, and then COVID hit, and we couldn't get Magpul stocks because they didn't have plastic. So we had to make our own, and we had been thinking about doing a pick rear trunnion. It was standard on the pistols, but we hadn't done it on rifles yet. And so we really improved on our pick rear trunnion. We were the first company to offer it standard on everything, both rifles and pistols. And then we moved rearward to it's the simplest brace strut you can have. It's just a solid chunk of billet aluminum that doesn't flex. There are 4 QDs, 2 on each side. You can strap a tail hook on the rear or any of the other ones that fit a buffer tube clamp. Sig Sauer hinge up front, works really well, folds easily. This one's brand new, but yeah, folds very compactly. This is a 10.5-inch model that we sell. So we've also come out with some other things like our own flash hider and dead air key mount suppressor. Yeah. Suppressor mount, all of our guns ship standard with a suppressor mount, and we have a mil-spec it's used. Travelers are common in the aerospace and medical industries. Basically, it's an electronic record that travels through the factory with the product. There's over 100 check boxes for putting one of our guns together that are each signed off by an operator. And then we do inspections on suppressor alignment, making sure that when you put a rod down in a calibration can,
you got concentricity.
that we've got good concentricity. That's always been a problem on the AK, very hard to solve. The way we solved it is actually by getting rid of threads. We dip the barrel in liquid nitrogen to shrink it, and it ordinarily won't go on the flash hider. We heat the flash hider up to grow it. We slide it on, and we get about 3 seconds to clock it, and then it locks in and cold welds. Okay. Yeah. So this is based on the Vortex design by Smith Enterprises.
Right. Very familiar with
that. Yeah. Very effective design. Let's see. We have a brand new adjustable gas block that we just dropped. It's open for pre-order. Let's see if I can dig it out. Here. There we go. Brand new.
I half thought you were going to flip me the bird, Brian. I thought that's what you were doing.
Yeah, guess what? Yeah. Surprise. No, that is based on the HK and SIG legacy designs that are very effective.
I like that because it's external versus, most pistons you see in adjustable gas systems, the AKs, are internal.
Yep.
And this one you can do on the fly, right?
That's right. So we have a key that goes with it where you can reach in and click between various settings. We're also releasing a DIY version that just has the drill peck started so that users can bring it to the range, tune in for exactly every suppressor is different as to how much back pressure it gives. And so we want our users to have the ability to really dial their gun in for exactly where they want it.
All right, well, that's all really neat stuff. This has got to be not inexpensive. I would think with what you're describing and the kind of work that you guys are known for, I know this is not going to be cheap. So talk to me about the cost of a complete rifle, like what they start at, and then let's talk about the accessories.
Yeah, so they are not inexpensive, but they're a fantastic value. And they start at $3,000. We pay more for our parts, like out of our pocket, almost double what some AKs cost off the shelf. And so we're doing something very different. It's not a good comparison to compare these to an off-the-rack entry-level gun. And that's not to say that an off-the-rack AK from any number of manufacturers isn't great. They're just different things. So they start at $3,000 and go up from there. This is my personal gun, and this one would be $3,250 in its present configuration. Mm-hmm. The folding stock adds $100. The peep sights that we make, they have 4 apertures in them. We call them the PH1s. Those are $160, and this is we're presently in a time of hyperinflation that is really crazy. Like our guns have more than doubled in the last year. So this is as of late October 2021 that we're discussing these prices. $160 for sights. The brace setup, if you just get the brace on its own, it's under $100. If you add on a hinge, it adds about $100, and if you add in a tail hook, it adds another $100. And we buy these in, obviously, but we also sell the bare brace. The all-up price is $284, I believe. I can't remember the other prices, but the strut plus hinge is something like $160, and the strut on its own is somewhere between $60 and $100. I can't remember. Let's see. The adjustable gas block is pre-ordering at $180. It is $4140 that's been nitrided, and then a 17.4 stainless aperture
smart.
cup, and then an Inconel, a custom Inconel spring that's good to 1100 Fahrenheit. We did 1,000 rounds in 45 minutes and got the barrel was glowing orange and the gun was still running, and the gas block functioned fine. But we got that gas block up to 1100 Fahrenheit, and that's not a real world test. But that's why we're putting Inconel in, is because in the very worst of conditions, it's possible that you get up near that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Brian, thank you so much for giving us the the tour here, the grand tour of these beautiful AKs that you guys make. Very practical. I mean, beautiful is almost the wrong word. You know, when you think of a beautiful AK, right, you're thinking like wood or maybe Saddam Hussein, you know, like a little like plated gold. But I mean, this is more like a pragmatic, hard use gun, but you can tell that you guys have put a lot of love into it, and it looks great. It looks practical. It looks rugged. Thanks for showing it to us. We're going to hit the range with this. And guys, stay tuned. We're going to be bringing you more from Red October.